niggas that changed, nigga. I'm still from 40s, nigga. I'm still over here, nigga. Yeah, nigga got $1 million for this shit, nigga. The fuck, nigga, I just need some clout, nigga. And fuck clout, nigga. Fat cuz, cause I ain't got no destination, bro. Yeah, I lost my house, nigga. Homeless, nigga. I'm crip, I admit that shit, nigga. I fell down. I'm gonna bounce back up, though. Watch this.
What's up, YouTube? It's KayHon, aka, oh my god. What's up, YouTube? It's KayHon, aka KayHon puts you on, and today we are talking about how Kendrick can't give you a career. As always, if you like the content, make sure you like and subscribe and comment down below what you think. But let's get into it. We gotta start at GNX. Now, you guys know this album dropped, I think the beginning of the year, like January or something, or end of last year. I think it was end of last year, maybe like December or something like that. There was amazing features from West Coast artists, underground artists that you probably didn't hear of. We had Lefty Gunplay. We had As Chike, which I think is how you pronounce his name. It sounds like a slur, so I'm about to research that. But it sounds crazy, but that's how somebody said it. And there was another person who goes by Dodie. Now, he was on Hey Now, and you probably remember his feature. He actually had like an amazing feature, probably one of my favorites. I don't know if there was anybody that I'd put above him, but he definitely had the best feature. And Hey Now was like probably my favorite song on GNX. So I was listening to Dodie non-stop. Who
the fuck I feel like Joker. Harley Quinn up in the cut with a blower.
Honestly, I kind of like didn't tap back in with Dodie after that. I kind of heard some more Lefty Gunplay features. As Chike, another person, I kind of heard more features from different verses, songs from other places. Mostly saw them on interviews talking about GNX, but I hadn't really tapped back in with their music. Now, fast forward to today, or 2 days ago, I think, as of now, Dodie posted a couple videos. I thought that everyone that did a Kendrick feature was good. Like, they were set. Like, they were in a good place in their life. They were financially solid, at least for now. However, Dodie posts on his Instagram story that
That changed, nigga. I'm still from 40s, nigga. I'm still over here, nigga. Yeah, nigga got $1 million for this shit, nigga. The fuck, nigga, I just need some clout, nigga. And fuck clout, nigga. Fat cuz, cause I ain't got no destination, bro. Yeah, I lost my house, nigga. Homeless, nigga. I'm crip, I admit that shit, nigga. I fell down. I'm gonna bounce back up, though. Watch this.
he's homeless. Not only that, because like I feel really bad for and like sympathize with that. He then goes on to say that like the Kendrick feature didn't change anything about his life. The Kendrick feature did nothing for him. He's basically crashing out about this. I'm still like where I was at before. Nothing really changed for me. I'm still here. Then with that simultaneously, an image of No Jumper texting Dodie, which is unfortunate. I hate No Jumper. And like out of any platform to go to, No Jumper is the one that would instantly post whatever he said. No matter what he said. He could say like, he's insane, like going crazy, please don't post any of this, and No Jumper would post it. Like, No Jumper has no ethics, no morals, and basically, it looks like Dodie kind of texted him, and I'll put up the text right here, but it says, post that now, why you not answering, bro? No Jumper responds, I'm busy, whole day booked up, let me know what you gotta say, I'm gonna say it on the news at 12. Which is crazy that they're calling themselves the news like they're CNN or something. Like, what were you, like, on the news? What are you talking about? Then, Dodie says, post that. Post, I'm on meth. I don't give a post. Dodie is on meth and say, K-Dot's a bitch, ain't tapping in. So, I think Dodie's kind of, like, in his, like, I don't know, worrying about falling off potentially. Or, like, that he's in a bad place and he's doing anything for kind of clout and engagement. Or that he just genuinely feels wronged. I think that's definitely a possibility. Went to No Jumper and be like, hey, like, I'm not getting recognition right now. No one is, like, giving me the time of day. Please post this. Like, post I'm on meth, whatever. Post that I'm just in a bad place. And I think he's hoping that people might reach out or something, possibly. But then dissing Kendrick just seems kind of crazy to me. Okay, is that wrong? Is that wrong? Like, it seems wild to me. Now, you may be asking yourself, like, oh, why is Dodie in such a bad place? Like, did this Kendrick feature really not do anything? Kind of what's the state of Dodie? Where was he at before? Where is he at now? Basically, to sum up like a little bit of Dodie's past, it looks like he got out of jail a few months ago.
It takes time.
It takes time. You got to put that together. I only been out 6 months, so you can't.
So not like it hasn't even been a year since he's been out of jail. I think by February, the interview that I saw, he said that he'd been out of jail for 6 months. It's been 8 months since he's been out of jail. He probably got that feature right when he got out. And then boom, not right when he got out, but probably 4 months after he got out, had the feature, blew up, like is in the mainstream, in everyone's face. Fast forward to him homeless. Now, why do we think he's homeless? I'm not gonna like speak on exactly everything in his life. I don't know him, don't know what's going on in his life. But from what we can see in the public, I think one thing is kind of clear as I was doing like some research here. It looks like he didn't have a lot of music out already. Doty's like pretty underground. I think even now he has like maybe 80,000 monthly listeners on Spotify. From what I saw, it might have been more than that. I might be undercutting, but 80,000 is like pretty solid, especially if you don't have that many songs out. He just got out of prison. But coming off of this feature, like, you have a lot of eyes on you. So him getting out of jail, I think, is probably the biggest proponent of kind of his current financial state in regards to music. I mean, as you can think, like, okay, you don't have a lot of music out. You just went to jail. You just got out of jail. You don't really have a team around you. Like, you probably have labels reach out real quick, but you don't know who to trust. You don't know who to back.
How large is your team?
I ain't got no team for real. I got loved ones though. Like that's right now, my team ain't fully put together right now.
Okay, but it takes time.
It takes time. You got to put that together. I only been out 6 months, so you can't. It takes longer than that.
You trust too.
It's a whole lot.
Especially in rap, like labels are seen as like the devil. So it's like you also don't necessarily go instantly to a label. Like, where do you go? What do you do? This isn't really your world yet. You know what I'm saying? So I think that can create a huge barrier. And with that, like, not having a team makes it extremely hard to capitalize on your opportunities. He also talks about he had his very first rap performance not too long after that feature. Like, I think this interview was in February.
I just had my first concert at Draco shit.
Yeah, how was that?
That was cool. I freestyled. It was like I never been on stage, so I just grabbed a mic and I went up. I just went. No practice. Yeah, no practice, no nothing.
Yo.
In real life.
Yeah, so this is real, bro. Yeah. And it's happening.
He's still entering the music game very, very early on. I mean, it's like kind of he got this massive, massive opportunity. Not fumbling it is honestly like really hard. Like, I think most people would be like, okay, like if Kendrick gave me a feature or Kendrick gave me an opportunity, I'm not going to squander it at all. But let's say you're in an industry and you don't know how it works at all. Like, you basically were handed like millions of dollars potentially on the table and just given to you. What do you do with it? How do you not like spend all of it? How do you manage your money super well? Who do you trust? There's going to be people that come and maybe try to take advantage of you. Labels that try to finesse you into a deal. I don't even blame him for being in the position that he's in now. Like, I think it's very, very hard to kind of maintain a huge opportunity given when you just started, bro. He just started in the game. Like, you got to think about that. He has 1 year of experience, and Kendrick damn near made him a regional manager of a McDonald's, bro. Like, he gave him a lot of opportunity. And I think to any normal person, any regular person, non-established person within the industry, it's going to be easy to fumble. And I'm seeing a lot of people critique kind of like, one, his statement, because I do agree it was really strong, saying like F Kendrick, X, Y, and Z. And I do see a lot of responses kind of negatively coming for him. And I think they're not kind of contextualizing the state that he's in, the place that he's in, which is why I really wanted to make this video. Because I don't think it's so one-dimensional as Kendrick gave him an opportunity and it's his fault for fumbling it. I think there's a lot of things that go into it here. Though I don't think his response was valid, saying F Kendrick or whatever, like Kendrick's a bitch, he's not tapping in, or like his feature didn't change his life. I think it's pretty objective that it did like change his life in terms of the eyes viewed on him, and he says that he doesn't care about clout. But in a game of like marketing your music, clout is the biggest thing you need. Like, to market your music, clout's the biggest thing. Talent is like a second or almost tied with that. Like, if you have amazing talent and no one sees it, like, you're not gonna get rich and famous. But if everyone sees your music and you have no talent, you're going to be making money, like, regardless. And that's kind of the problem with marketing and the music industry and everything like that. And I made videos on that down. All my videos pretty much talk about capitalism and art and the issues with that. I think it's important to note, Doty, coming out of jail, had a lot of expectations. He talks about being in jail with like one of his friends and them writing celebrities they want to be friends with.
My bucket list, you know what's crazy? Me and my bro T.O., man, we wrote down all our goals and everything in the cell, man. Free him. The people we was going to become friends with, Kendrick Lamar was the first name on there.
On your list?
On the list, yes.
Damn.
Spoke it into existence, man.
In real life.
That's real shit.
Bro.
In real life, the second was Kevin Hart.
He names Kendrick and Kevin Hart. Now imagine you get out of jail, and the first person that was on that list, you can cross off. Like, you met Kendrick, you made a song with Kendrick right off the bat. So I think his expectation was, one, that him and Kendrick were probably going to be tight homies. They were going to be in a good position, X, Y, and Z. I can imagine that. I would probably think that too. Like, I just got out of jail, Kendrick's giving me a feature. Bet. My life is set. My life is good. I'm a millionaire now. But I don't know if Kendrick paid him necessarily, like, for the feature outright. I'm sure he gave him some money, hopefully. Or maybe he just gave him publishing rights, which we'll get into publishing in a little bit. But I think Dodie might have had these expectations with a relationship with Kendrick, like a friendship, or even a business partnership. And maybe it just didn't turn out the way he wanted. Maybe Kendrick wasn't responding. Maybe, like, things just kind of fell through. We don't know. Okay? We know that he's homeless and struggling financially. We know that financially the feature did not necessarily impact his life as much as he thought. So I can understand why he goes to No Jumper, looking for kind of like this clout post, looking for a way to have some like lash out. I can understand that. I can see kind of how we got to where we're at. So I think when people are kind of pushing to the side kind of how Dodie feels, I think it's important to note that a lot of us maybe would have fumbled this opportunity, especially just getting out of jail. I think that's such a huge thing that, like, No Jumper, I don't think is talking about. I don't think anybody's talking about it on Twitter. Like, I don't see that anywhere. So regarding his publishing, which I mentioned previously, if you don't know, publishing is kind of like you work with an artist or you make music and you get a percentage of the revenue gained from that track. So Dodie gets publishing rights to a percentage of Hey Now because he was a writer and he performed. However, upon further examination, there was a great music industry person. He works for Audio Mag. His name is Brian Z. Sook. That's what we're going to go with. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, so if I butchered it, I apologize. But he talks about the music industry, and he kind of breaks a lot of things down, and he actually did a lot of the heavy lifting and research here. So I'm going to give all of this to him, but I'll basically break down kind of what he said. So he was saying one reason that rapper Dodie is featured on Kendrick's Hey Now on GNX. To date, the song has garnered 139 million plays on Spotify alone. Earlier today, Dodie took to social media claiming that the guest feature wasn't helping him. His publishing setup might be why. So he breaks this down and basically says Dodie's officially credited as a writer on the song twice. Once under his legal name, Zarius Joel Cunningham. That's a proper name right there. Zarius Joel Cunningham. Via BMI. And again as a Dodie 6 listed as an S, non-society with no IPI number. That's a problem when it comes to getting paid. Basically, that money's kind of just sitting, is my understanding. If I'm wrong, please let me know down in the comments below. Basically, I think if there's no IPI number, they can't pull the funds, is kind of my understanding. So he posts a picture here, which I'll also put on the screen. So it looks like money is going to Dodie 6, and no money's getting taken. We see Duckworth Kendrick, we see McFarlane, we see Spears, and we see Cunningham here as well. And so we see writers on here, and we see publishers, we see Dodie World. Now, he goes on to break down, if a writer is marked as NS, they likely won't receive performance royalties, aren't being tracked or paid properly unless they affiliate with a PRO or an IPI number. Basically saying they can't pull the funds because they have no way of tracking it. It has a risk of others collecting on their behalf intentionally or accidentally. And then he basically goes on to say that a publisher named Tenor Music is claiming 18% in his name. They publicly promoted him as a client, so it's safe to assume the client isn't fraudulent. But it's important to note that like they're collecting 18% of his publishing, which could be a lot of money. I mean, like it got 139 million streams just on Spotify alone. Like I think that in itself is a good amount of money, and they're claiming 18% of his publishing, which is insane. So he goes on to say, sadly, this happens all the time, where people use a stage name on one registration and their legal name on another. Basically makes it hard for them to get their money. That's important to know, and thank you to Brian for breaking that down, because I wouldn't have looked at his publishing at all. And when he posted this, I was like, oh my God, he's a genius. I didn't even think about that. And I do think that is a huge part of it. I think that's probably a good amount. Like, he might be losing out on thousands and thousands of dollars, which could really help him, especially if he's homeless, like if he's in a tough financial decision. So I hope that he goes and like looks at that. Because I think Doty deserves the money. I mean, he performed really well. I think he was one of the best features on that album. However, I mean, it just feels so tough because he literally disses Kendrick, and he said he didn't change his life. However, as Chike and Lefty Gunplay, 2 other features, talk about how the Kendrick feature literally changed their lives.
That album's dropped. How does that feel for you sitting here with you in this room right now? You got a product line dropping. How do you really feel about this whole wave that you run right now?
I feel like Kendrick Lamar changed my life. He could have put anybody on that, but he gave it to me. What you gonna do with it though? A person with his caliber, you give a person a platform in a situation. I'm on the biggest song in the world. He gave it to me. Like, am I gonna be stupid and be like ignorant, like I'm the shit? Nah, it's for me. He's tapped in with the streets. Okay, this is what they want. I'm gonna put him on.
Okay, so how has that song changed your life?
Man, instantly. I think GNX came out on like the 22nd or somewhere in the 20s of November. I signed my deal with Warner 3 weeks later, December 17th, and it was like up from there. Like everything was it just changed drastically, like fast too, in a good way though. Like nothing I couldn't handle, like, you know.
Literally changed, like verbatim changed their lives. That's what they said. As Chike, I think got he got a label deal. Lefty Gunplay, I think labels reached out to him. I saw him on way more features. I saw him on way more podcasts. He definitely got a bag for sure. And I don't think he had many songs out either. As Chike is kind of unique because in one interview that I found, he goes on to kind of explain how he was already established in the industry, which really helped him. He said the other people like that are featured on here don't necessarily have as much experience as him.
I feel like I'm the more established artist out of all the features. Like, respectfully though, like I've been putting work in for a long time.
How long?
No recognition till now, I'll say 10 years.
Yeah.
And then with recognition, it'll be 7 years. Mm-hmm. So I've been putting work in by myself with people. I've signed a deal before, like with Atlantic and Asylum. Shout out to them. I made some good relationships over there.
Or connections within the industry. He said he's been in the game for about 10 years. He was already signed to a label. So he had these industry connects, and then when he got offered another deal, he kind of already knew what he was getting himself into, so he signed another deal right after that feature. When Doty's talking about Kendrick didn't change his life, the feature didn't change his life, I feel like it might have just been an unfortunate scenario where the luck didn't match where he was at. Like, he got 100% luck, but he wasn't 100% ready for the opportunity. Or maybe he got finessed in some other deal. Maybe something else outside of his control happened. Who knows? From the outside looking in, that's just kind of what it looks like on my end. However, there's a lot more factors. Life is complicated. It's not black and white. It's very gray. So, I don't want to make assumptions on Doty's life, how he acts. He seems to have a really good spirit in a lot of these interviews. He seems to be a cool person. So, I just hope he lands back on his feet. I don't want to ever see him clout chase like this ever again, though. This was corny. Okay, this was corny. I think we can admit that him saying, Kendrick a bitch, tell them I'm on meth, X, Y, and Z, run into No Jumper, that's some hoe activity, okay? No disrespect. It's just what I see. I'm just calling it how I see it. But I do understand kind of how we can get to where he's at, in all seriousness. And I do wish him the best. Genuinely, 100%. So, in conclusion, make sure you're ready for the opportunities. Make sure your life is, like, in a good place so that you can reap the benefits of anything coming your way. And don't clout chase, please. And that's it. That's it for me. But what do you guys think down below? Please let me know. But as always, thank you guys for tuning in. Check out my other platforms. Link in the descriptions. I got a Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. I make content on all those platforms. Twitter, I'm kind of a lame, so it's just going to be me and you on there pretty much interacting. I got 200 followers. I just got one more like the other day, so I'm clouded up now. I got clout, okay? But as always, thank you guys for tuning in. I think we're about to hit 1,800 subscribers on this channel, which is crazy, bro. Which is crazy because I haven't really talked about my subscriber count or anything in a while, so I kind of want to do that now. But it's been a long time coming. You know, every 100 is a milestone. Every 1 is a milestone, and that's been huge. Even on Instagram, I think we're almost at 3,800, and then TikTok, we're almost at 5,500. I think. I don't know what it is. I actually don't know what TikTok is at right now. But a lot more content coming soon. I want to try to get a vlog next week out. So if you guys are interested in that, let me know. I kind of want to do more like art, music style content outside of just video essays. I do like video essays, and I will keep doing them every week. But I also want to kind of like promote art and talk about art in more of a very positive light. Here, I'm kind of just discussing what's going on. You know what I'm saying? But I think it is important to talk about like people up and coming art and artists and everything like that. So that is the plan. Don't quote me on that though. But as always, I love you guys and appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you for supporting. Peace out. Be smooth.